Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
January 27, 2021, the pay cut edition. And we begin with that story. As reported in the Wall Street Journal, Goldman CEO David Solomon takes a $10 million pay cut for the 1MDB scandal. The bank had previously said it would claw back or withhold some $174 million in compensation from current and former executives as punishment for the bank's admission last year that it broke U.S. laws in dealing with an investment fund at the heart of the global corruption ring. Solomon received $17.5 million in compensation for 2020, down from $27.5 that he got in 2019. This is based on the $3 billion plus settlement that the government and 4 other countries, U.S. government, 4 other countries got to end the investigation around the 1MDB scandal, or at least Goldman's part of it. Goldman is really putting its money where its mouth is, although you might question what a $10 million hit is to somebody making $27 million. Next up, from the New York Times, CBS suspends 2 executives accused of racist and sexist conduct. These 2 top TV execs are on leave after a report detailing accusations that they created a hostile work environment, including making disparaging remarks about female and black employees. The 2 executives, Peter Dunn and David Friend, the president of CBS Television and senior VP for news, respectively, were placed on administrative leave pending the results of a third-party investigation. The suspensions came after the Los Angeles Times published a report which employees accused the executives of bullying female managers and blocking efforts to hire and retain black journalists. Next up from the BBC, 2 members of parliament question whether HSBC has really thrown its lot in with China in its crackdown of Hong Kong dissidents. They basically accused HSBC of aiding and abetting in China's crackdown. Chief Executive Noel Quinn, appearing before the Foreign Affairs Committee of Parliament, was told the bank was turning a blind eye to the situation. HSBC has obviously historical links to Hong Kong, given its name, and the president mounted a robust defense of the bank, claiming he can't cherry pick which laws to follow. He says HSBC has faced accusations of acting in a political manner and being too close to the Chinese authorities. After it emerged last year, the bank had frozen the accounts belonging to pro-democracy politicians and their family members. There was also criticism of HSBC last summer when it was one of a number of institutions which appeared to welcome the introduction of the new security law in China. So HSBC has clearly made its decision that it's going to throw in its lot with Beijing. What this means for Hong Kong obviously is very problematic. And now we're just going to have to see as, well, we know it's going to happen. Beijing is going to fully take over Hong Kong. In NPR Planet Money, there's a really interesting article about asking the question, is your 401k colluding to make cereal more expensive? And it's based over the fact that over the past decades, investors have poured trillions into index funds and other massive funds run by Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street Global Advisors, which together have over $16 trillion in assets. If you have a retirement account, there's a good chance that one is run by them. That corporate America is slumping into common ownership, morphing into a stealth monopoly. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.